Hello everybody and welcome to Elgato Gaming. In today's video I'm breaking down a subscriber gameplay but also a YouTuber that I stay in contact with on a pretty regular basis. His name is Munchie. I'm going to go ahead and leave down his channel in the description so you can go ahead and check that out. He's an absolute beast at Call of Duty World War II and pretty much Call of Duty in general. He has a 3.5 KD plus, over 400 score per minute, and he's approaching over 400 V2 rockets already. So in today's video we'll actually be looking at his gameplay like the same way I've done for a lot of my subscribers and talk a little bit about what he does so well and maybe if there's room for opportunity to grow and maybe that he's just not aware that he can actually get better at the game even better. So let's go ahead and kind of look at the gameplay and see what you guys see and then as well as what I see from the video. So pretty much for the whole beginning of this match he starts off a little bit slow, I mean as far as getting on a streak. And he dies a bunch of times and he makes a few different mistakes by just running out into the middle of the map, which he knows that he shouldn't necessarily be at the middle of the map. You know, outskirts are the way to go. He knows exactly where all the spawns are on all the maps. He's playing Gridiron, so the spawns are very rigid on USS Texas. And you'll see he makes a couple changes with his weapon. He goes from a PPSH, he goes to a Lewis, and then he ends up with the Itra Burst or Itra Burst, depending on how you call that weapon. And the reason for that is because he finds that there's a lot of engagements with snipers. And a lot of times snipers, the only way you're going to counter a sniper is either if you flank them, they're a really bad sniper, or you got to one-shot them back. And the one shot that you can get them with is either a sniper, or you can use the Itra Burst, which is pretty close because you can get that one-shot kill potential with a single burst. So you're going to go ahead and see some of the gameplay. You can see how he's moving. You can see that sniper, he's trying to avoid him. But that sniper is really, finicky to deal with a lot of times. His team's already down by 7. But if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that being down and running the ball is not important to actually win. The number one thing that we'll talk about is map control. And that's what eventually he ends up doing. He gains that map control and he relies on his teammates to put the ball in. So right now they're down by 7, but he's got to make the adjustments and he'll get in the right position. Now that he's using the Itra Burst, one thing you will notice that he does, and it's very smart as a good player, is he has really good accuracy. He's really good at knowing where people are going to be, all that stuff, but you can see he double taps the trigger for like 99% of these kills with the Itra Burst because he's assuming he's not going to get that one burst kill. And that's a really smart way to go. You're going to use a little bit more ammo, which you got to be aware of. But in general, he's making that assumption that that one shot will not kill, so he doesn't have that lag in between shots that will get him killed. So this is a good tactic that he's using. A lot of times people don't realize with the Itra Burst, you got to make sure you double tapping to get that extra burst in to get that kill. He's taking care of kills close quarters, he's locking down the map, and then you can see he's kind of controlling the room right here, trying to pick people off out of spawn. His teammates are starting to push up, the guy's grabbing the ball on the left, he threw the ball at the opponent. He's going to go ahead and try and come around and see what's going on. Teammate killed him, so he pushes forward and tries to lend a hand by bursting these different individuals. You can see he's being very patient, looking at where people are coming from. He's watching the ball closely. You can see he starts bursting that guy as soon as he comes out of the room. So when he's taking out these guys, you can see how he's positioned himself. He's got to reload. He doesn't have a lot of backup. He does have a teammate in the spawn and a teammate with the ball. So the guy's coming around the corner. He's trying to clear it up. Bad positioning. He ran a little bit. He got tight quarters. Not really going to win that fight with the Itra Burst. Maybe could have switched to that pistol. So nothing crazy there. That was just bad timing, it looked like. So he goes ahead and pushes forward again. The ball's still on the enemy side. And he's pushing forward. He's pushing through mid. But it looks like the safe push because his teammates are already on that side pushing. And then he already knew this is where he kind of cleared through. So he goes ahead and clears the objective. And at this point, he has to kind of wait for that teammate to grab the ball and kind of push the objective. You can see he's going under the ship. So he comes around this way, he clears this guy out, and he has way better reflexes than me. He's obviously a little bit younger than me as far as how his reaction time is. I know him personally, so I know he's a little bit younger than me. So as you age, your reflexes slow down. So as a player, you're able to do a lot more with quick reflexes. You got to play a little different. So he can obviously play really fast. He goes and takes this dude out. This guy's charging him. And you can see how fast he moves. And his sensitivity is not that high. I believe it's a 5.5 or a 6.6. It's not that high compared to how it can be as up as high as 10, 11, 12. He's not playing crazy. He just knows how to snap onto people, control the map. And still they're down 0-7. The push that his teammate tried to make, it didn't work out. And you can see he's called in some streaks. He's got them ready to go. He's probably going to save them for the second half, so he can make sure that they get a solid push once it comes time. Right now, it's not a good time to probably call in those paratroopers, so he's just kind of got to wait on them, position, sit on them, and then there's only 30 seconds left, so he's got to make sure he maximizes with paratroopers, because ideally if you put those paratroopers in spawn, that's an easy couple scores. You don't even have to worry about it. So a good little save there. Smart holding on to those. So right here, he's hanging out with his teammate. He's got two teammates pushed up. He's kind of providing overwatch, covering for them. He's got three in there. One just died. One's pushing the ball. One's still in the objective. So this one's really close to getting it in. He's kind of helping out, getting kills, kind of locking it down, but that guy ended up dying. There wasn't enough force from his teammates. And then right here, he gets saved by halftime. That same guy who was going to kill him the first time is probably going to kill him again this time. So saved by the bell. Nothing new there. Let's skip to the second half. If you do enjoy this content, remember to hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn notifications on if you want me to break down your gameplay. Make sure you comment down below. I do have a couple people already waiting on having their video done. But if you'd like to have your video checked out, go ahead and make sure you comment down below on this video so we can go ahead and take a look at that and see what we can do to help you improve your game. So as he comes through here, he's pushing through mid. His teammates are already starting to push up. You can see really aggressive with the ball. He's already called in his paratroopers. So you can see how like there's 15 people on the map. It looks like all green arrows. And you're going to see this makes a heavy push to actually score the ball. So he pushes up forward. He gets a little bit more of that map control. He's going to kind of see where he's at. It looks like he's getting good position. He got a second set of flat guns. So he got that cycle through. And then he take this dude out. And then he has a pretty good amount of ammo right now to get him to his next streak, which again is paratroopers. He only needs 2 more kills. The next set, 1 more. And then from right here, this is the perfect sight line for that Etra Burst. The Etra Burst can totally melt one shot, but you can see he keeps double tapping, making sure he gets that kill. Because a lot of times you don't want to miss that kill, especially just because you thought, oh, that should have been a 1 kill. Can't really trust the game in this scenario. That's the you know, live by the sword, die by the sword when you come with the Etra Burst. You see easy, quick V2 rocket. Didn't look stressed at almost any moment. And even though it didn't show the kill cam, I watched it back a couple different times. There's no way he could have known that that guy was coming from anywhere. So that guy probably had mounted on. He didn't show up on the mini map until he fired his weapon. So he was able to sneak around the left side, probably come up those stairs, flank around and get him in the back. So just one short of an extended long streak right there. There's no paratroopers there. Nothing helped them out. So now you can see where the ball is. They still haven't scored. He could drop the V2 rocket. Now his job is to really kind of lock down the area. They're pushed heavily in spawn. They're not aggressive coming out of spawn. So this allows the teammate to push. You can see there's 3 people with the ball. He has that overwatch. Paratroopers are inbound. So there's a lot going on that actually helps to secure and they score. So now the game's tied up. And you're going to see it gets really out of hand. So here's where he kind of makes a mistake, I think. He pushes too heavily into the spawn and he gets kind of in a bad position because with this weapon you really want those medium to long ranges where it excels. And he puts himself in a couple positions where it's really close range and he needs to reload and he gets kind of in a tricky situation. His teammates aren't pushed up close enough to help him out. And he doesn't necessarily realize that they're all dead, so he gets kind of in a bad position. Pretty much everyone's dead except for the ball carrier at that moment. And then they were able to score again twice more, so now we're up to 21-7, and then he died off another streak there. But that one really came down to bad positioning. As soon as he had a couple teammates dying, instead of rotate back to the right side of the ship, he probably should have went through the ship, up the stairs, back up to where his good spot was, where he was peeking people out of spawn. But I think right now, since he already got his V2 rocket, he changed his playstyle. Up to his V2 rocket, he didn't enter this area the entire time. And this is actually a high risk, high reward area. You can pick people off out of spawn, but you're really screwed that people can come around, they respawn really quickly. You could be in really bad position. So he changed his playstyle. I don't know if you guys saw it immediately, but that's what I see immediately. He went from being very conservative, controlling the map, then now he went to, we're destroying them. I already dropped the V2. Let me go ahead and get a little bit more aggressive. And I think that's something we all do as players. I know with any time I choke a V2, I just went like on a 20 streak and then all of a sudden I die like 3 or 4 times in a row because I stopped worrying about fundamentals and I just start playing aggressive and I'm not really playing smart. This is a scenario of that. He's already dropped his V2 rocket, died, and then he goes and be's aggressive again and changed what already worked to get him his V2 rocket. Obviously, I'm not going to tell him what he needs to do to get a V2 rocket, but in general, that could have changed the scenario where maybe this could have been a double V2 rocket gameplay just by continuing to do what worked because he changed the formula. He put himself in high-risk positions. The enemies he's going against aren't stellar enemies, but if 3 or 4 of them get at you, they're going to end up killing you in the long run. So he's an amazing player, as you guys can see. He's dominating the lobby. He's going to have over 90 kills by the time of the end of this match. Dropped the V2, had the potential for a double V2, and maybe change his playstyle at a certain point. But like I said, I do the same, and I end up choking more B2s over and over and over, because at a certain point, maybe you're on a 20 plus and you're like, okay, let me start playing different. A lot of times when you change that playstyle, that's when you start to lose. You can see they didn't score in the single second half at all, and then they went from 0-7 down all the way to 35 up. So now that the team ended up destroying, took map control really aggressively. That B2 rocket and the paratroopers definitely sealed the deal. So a lot of times the timing on your streaks is very important. This first set of streaks didn't do much, just maybe because the placement or the timing. But overall, you can see he's really good at using the right weapon. He changed around, changed what didn't work, and refixed it. If you guys do enjoy the gameplay, let me know down in the comment section below. Drop the like, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.